Disruption Networks.
It's like a modern day Wayne's World in here. What's up, everybody? It is EC Radio. We are live on the All Disruption Network social media platforms. Follow along on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Not Instagram. I don't even know why I said Instagram, but you can find me on Instagram pretty much every freaking day. Periscope, we're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. If you're on Facebook, please click the share button. Before we get into Local Music Monday, big shout out, big love to all my sponsors. First and foremost, Eddie Alsheimer over at EJA Moving Services. They're professional movers. When it's time to move and relocate, hit them up today at 315-335-0516. EJAmoving.com is where you can find them on the web. They are the professional movers. They make your move stress-free and painless. So all you got to do is pretty much point when you see those guys. When they come to your house, you just point. You say, I want that box over there. I want that box over there. And speaking of boxes, they give you the boxes for free. So have them give you free boxes, have them pack it up for you, and have them move to wherever you need to go. EJA Moving Services. 315-335-0516. Tell them Uncle Z sent you. Also, much love to my attorney, Dave Longaretta. If you need legal help, give him a call today at 315-735-6162. Shout out to my peeps over at Utica Coffee. I love what I'm drinking today, and I don't even know what it is. I think it's a blend of a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 different things going on in my cup
right
now. It's like whatever's at the bottom of the bag type of thing.
Have you ever had anything bad from there?
Never. I absolutely love what they do at Utica Coffee. WakeTheHellUp.com. Also, much love to Saranac as my boy, my tag team partner, my co-host, my compadre from the awesome band Showtime, and poor Tim, Justin Smithson, in the house with me. And, of course, he's drinking a couple Utica clubs today. Let's see. Give some love to Uncle Charlie.
That's right.
There you go, brother. How was your weekend, man? Did you play? Did you have gigs this weekend?
I did. Where? I don't know. Sorry, you put me on the spot, and I just was
I always put you on the spot.
I know. It's, yeah. I'll get back to me on that.
I will. I'll have your people contact my people.
Seriously, man.
We'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, I played a lot last week.
Did you?
Yeah. We played the Brass Tack on Wednesday. Thursday, we were supposed to be at Lucan's, but that got canceled and because of the weather. And Sean and I ended up doing a live stream for ICANN. Kids Oneida, the old Kids Oneida,
yeah.
For their healthy families, and we did there was a bunch of kids watching and stuff, so we did it from my front porch. That was really cool.
Oh, cool.
So we had a blast doing that, and then Friday the trio was at One Jenny.
Very cool.
And that was very cool. We had a little weird thing happen. The SLA did a walkthrough while we were there. Yeah. A guy from the UPD was escorting them through, and they had like FBI jackets on, but they said SLA in the back instead. It was really weird, and it kind of makes you nervous when you see that. See him walking through it. I'm like, damn, my gig gonna get cut short
They mean
tonight?
business, huh?
Yeah, they sure do.
They're not fooling around.
No, but they must have gotten a good report because they're still ripping and rolling. So they did a great job there, as far as I'm concerned.
I haven't been to One Jenny since the lockdown has happened, but it looks like a cool little scene. They got the band right outside. Out there on the sidewalk, and they got the tent, and it's a cool little outdoor atmosphere.
It's very cool.
Awesome, man. Awesome. It is Local Music Monday, and today we are bringing in my boy, my man from Trampoline Jetstream, and you can find him on the Copper Vein Clones as well, Mr. Adam Manion. What's up, Chaz Minivan?
I'm good. How you doing, Uncle Z?
It's good to see you, man.
Chaz Minivan.
Good to see you.
He always looks like he's on vacation.
I know. I love it.
Doesn't he?
I love it.
I'm on vacation.
You are vacation, huh?
Yeah. That's why I'm here.
Before we started, you were saying like this has been a good summer for you because you're not out gigging constantly.
And yeah, honestly, the only guy loving it right now.
I know. Actually, I'm having a good summer.
Yeah, no, I've been loving it. Like I was telling you, it's the first summer where I just have weekends open just constantly, and every time something comes up, I can be there. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because dude, he's been gigging since he was like 15 years old.
Sure. Yep. I'm with you on that. 13 for me. So
13
That's
for
awesome.
you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Summers are always the busiest too.
Always, man.
And most fun, but it's nice for a change.
Yeah.
I don't want this to happen again next summer.
No,
but I'll take this one summer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Call it fun or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of change, though, you changed over. You went from guitar to drums, but you originally were a drummer, correct?
So first was guitar, actually.
First was guitar?
Yeah, I got guitar when I was 8, and then 13 drums.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but drums kind of like were more natural, like immediately, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like I was pretty much able to generally play a couple beats and stuff like right when I got my kit.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Are you
Ro-
still
I-
playing guitar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mess around with it a lot. I got a 12-string last year. I
Nice.
just love it so much. It's Dane Electro.
Oh,
It's
nice.
like,
Yeah. Electric?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow,
so
that's cool.
fun. Yeah. I just write so many riffs with it and just
Definitely.
have fun recording because just different sound that you can make out of it.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
love it.
You've been doing a lot of recording out of your house, right?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been doing tons of it. Just trampoline jet stream the guys. It's been great.
hmm
I miss you guys.
Yeah,
We
seriously.
miss you guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's it's weird.
I want to say it was a couple of weeks ago, and I know I posted it on my Instagram, but it was like, I don't know, like a 3-year anniversary of when you guys played downtown
Yeah.
with Pop Evil
Yep.
for the K-Rock Bash, and we
Good
were out there
times.
doing production, and you and I had a great moment that day. Remember that?
Sure
But
did.
the time I want to talk about in the picture that I posted on my Instagram, you were signing autographs.
I knew it.
He was signing autographs, right?
Sick.
And I took a picture of him signing his first autograph, and not even a lemon could wipe the smile off the kid's
Oh,
face.
sure, yeah.
He was glowing, right? So the girl's like, "Hey, can you sign my shirt?" And he's like, "Yeah. What do you want me to sign it? You want me to sign it as Chaz Minivan or Adam Manion?" I'm like, "Kid, just sign the freaking shirt."
Yeah, right.
Gotta ask preference.
We
you
had
know?
a good laugh.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you sign that autograph, anyways?
I think Chaz Minivan.
Hell
Chaz
yeah.
Minivan.
I prefer Chaz Minivan.
Dude,
Uh-huh.
I think it's fun.
I'm just going to call you Chaz from now on. That's
Thank
it.
you. Yeah.
There you go. I'm down with that.
Why not?
That's
Yeah.
that's a great stage name.
Thank you. You want to know how it actually came up with it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, there's a drummer, Marco Miniman. And so Trent, our bassist, was telling me about this drummer. He's insane. Like, he's just so good. He plays for the Aristocrats. And
Yeah.
I misheard him and thought he said minivan. I'm like, that's like Marco Minivan. I'm like, that's hilarious. I'm like imagining like this power force of here comes the van and all this stuff. Like just like, this gnarly drummer.
Right.
And I just wanted it. I was like, so it doesn't exist. I'm like, all right, cool. My middle name is Charles. Turn that to Chaz. Chaz Minivan.
Perfect. I like it.
I never knew that.
I love it. That's a great story, and I love it. And you're Chaz from now on
Thank
in
you.
my book.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've branded that name.
Yeah, I have a lot of people who call me by it.
And people probably don't even know your name's Adam.
Maybe. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Dude, can you imagine that? On drums, Chaz Minivan. It was like the introducing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I got like an engine revving on my rolling pad.
sick.
Totally. Blinkers. You can hear the windshield wipers. I got all the pads.
Oh, wow.
You need it.
That's so cool.
I do a drum solo. I just hit those things.
Yeah, definitely. I love those things too, the little rolling pads,
Oh, it's so fun.
So many different things you could do with it.
I think thousands and thousands of sounds
Yeah.
on that thing.
You
huh?
could take anything.
Yeah, you could
could take a
sample
video
anything
from
you want.
YouTube and just throw it on there. Like
Yeah.
anything you want.
You hit it and it just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, no doubt.
Yeah, it's wild.
So when we were on lockdown, we did a quick podcast of us in the band, and you
Yeah.
guys released the quarantine sessions. Or what was the name of that EP that you did?
For days on end.
For Days on End.
Yep.
Awesome job.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you,
was
yeah.
that was pretty sick, man. It's like the first time that I realized like how much your music has changed since you guys first got
Yeah.
together. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And it was just like to hear that, like Z and I were talking, there was like so many different influences you can hear. Like it sounds like I was telling you outside, we were
Yeah.
talking about like it sounded like a John Bonham kit
Yeah.
with effects on it on Patience, and then like all this stuff mixed in, like early Pink Floyd, like Syd Barrett, like
Yeah.
style Pink Floyd,
Totally.
and like all that other stuff. And then the last tune on that EP, I swear to God, could be in a movie. Like,
Hell yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
like that's totally like, and all of a sudden at the end, it's just like all this controlled chaos at
Mm-hmm.
the end. I dig it, man. It's great.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, we recorded all those songs separate from each other and never played them together still.
Wow.
We've never really even tried because it's just like, I mean, we haven't been together too much. Like we've been playing a lot, but we've been writing just like crazy.
Yeah.
And that's so exciting that it's kind of like only thing we just like do. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just excited to just write when we're together. So it
Right.
turns into,
Yeah. That's so cool.
doing that.
You still practicing at the old Vanderwood house?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going there, do the bank here and there. We
Mhm.
anywhere we can, really.
Yeah.
Are you still doing Copper Vein too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
How's
Yeah,
that?
it's been great. We were talking the other day about potentially doing a live tracking album by ourselves and just have some fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just launched a website. You
Oh,
can check
cool.
that out, copperveinclones.com.
Cool.
What else? We've been just keeping busy. We've been practicing pretty good amount, and it's been fun. Yeah, it's been great.
I love that you guys are all doing different side projects.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Alex too.
Yeah, I mean, it just helps everyone. The more you play,
Indeed.
it's
Yeah, sure.
great. Yeah,
You take from all different genres
Mm-hmm.
and kind of mix it
Yep.
into the fruit salad that is
Yeah.
Trampoline Jetstream.
Yep.
Right.
there's like an ending to one of our songs, Trampoline Jetstream. It's new, so it's not out yet, but every time I hear it, I'm like, this would have never existed if Copper Vein Clones. Like, there's a song, Visitor. It's called. The ending. It's just this chaotic, controlled thing, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And just my drum part, the way I structured it, just like totally opened up this new, like, just this new door of how I can end songs, basically.
Yeah.
And we just kind of, I took the inspiration, reused it again, and it was just, it's one of my favorite endings of our songs.
So cool.
So it's just fun. Constant inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jeff mixed it for you, Big Blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought it to life, and it was awesome. Yeah, he did a great job.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
There's his name again.
Yeah.
we keep bringing up his name.
Yeah.
In fact, I met with them on Thursday, and they're going to be coming in for a local music.
I'm
Monday
very
soon.
excited about that. That one I'm extremely excited about. So,
Indeed.
and I haven't seen them in a long time. So, long time coming.
Awesome. We got a couple people. Tim Mavros is checking in, saying, "What's up, Z and Justin? How
yeah,
are
yeah.
you?"
What's going on?
Shout out to Tony too, over from Uncle Charlie and the Meatballs. He's
Yes.
checking in,
Yeah.
and our good friend Dave Bandage right now is posting the link to the Copper Vein Clone
Awesome.
new
Good
website.
call.
So
Thank
I'm going
you.
to pin that up to the top, so you
Yeah,
guys can check that
a
out.
new executive producer, Dave Bandick.
Yeah, he's not new. He's been on
Yeah,
board.
right. Yeah.
He's
Just-
won awards through the D.
I was going to
He's-
say you probably should, because I swear to God, he's right on top of everything. We're just rolling through it all. He's just posting links to everything we're talking about. It's great.
Right. He was the second recipient
Yes.
of the Disruption D Award.
Yes, I like it.
I love it too, man. It's good to have good friends on board.
Yeah, for sure.
But what's up with that other album? You have another album in the bank, right?
Yeah, so Nick's in the studio today.
Is he?
Yeah.
He
we're
told me he
gonna-
had a dentist appointment.
Later.
Oh, okay.
Like 7. He is at a dentist.
bastard.
They're calling him out. What the hell?
Because he's like, tell Justin I love him and I miss him and I'm sorry I can't make it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
he
I'm
loves
like,
you.
yeah,
I think he's there right now,
Tell Nick whatever.
Yeah, we so early fall, basically, just sometime in fall, we're going to be releasing an EP. And in that meantime, while Nick is finishing, we're getting everything together. We're just gonna keep writing,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna be. I don't really know after that for right now, but we're doing one EP, and then afterwards we're thinking about doing another.
Yeah.
Can't put any dates on that yet,
Sure.
but early fall.
So now something happened with Nick too, vocally, right? For a little while, he was out, and then the album got kind of put on hold.
Yeah,
Right. So,
been-
but he's good now, though, right?
Yeah, he's
that's
doing
awesome.
great. He's singing in a different way where I don't want to say like what voice or whatever because I don't know any of that stuff and it's gonna be
Right.
wrong. But he's just relearning how to sing these notes that he was doing, that he was like belting before and it was actually hurting him.
Yeah. So he's probably using his half voice more,
Yeah.
that combination voice.
Exactly.
That, yeah.
And
Yep.
he's been really strengthening it and just trying to get it all good and going. And he sounds amazing. Like it sounds better than before too. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's been awesome.
He's doing more vocal exercises nowadays.
all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Justin, you do vocal exercises
No.
before you go on? No? You
No.
just keep drinking and smoking?
Yeah. That was usually like my thing. Like back in the day, it was like, well, I can't really do it anymore because I can't do shots anymore. If I do shots, it's like it's stupid. Now I'm 39 years old. I mean, come on, grow up, right? You know what I mean? I still do them every once in a while, you know. But I mean, like that's all I used to do. I used to like do shots and beers and shots and beers, you know. So like my go-to right before a gig, I'd smoke a cigarette, pound a beer, and do a shot, and then hop up on stage, and there I went. I just sang, you know. And I think my body got so used to it. I think that if I try to do a vocal exercise, I wouldn't be able to sing afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's funny.
Have you tried vocal exercises before?
Well, yeah, I mean, when I was in high school and, you know, taking vocal lessons and stuff, like I would, you know, we'd always do warm-ups before and everything like that. It's just, you know, if I have a cold, you know, or something that is, you know, bronchitis or something that's affecting my voice, then I'll definitely warm up before because it can only help you, you know, so. But, yeah, usually I just get up and go.
Were you in All County?
I actually went to All Eastern, which
what's
was the top singers from Maine to Florida, and this was my senior year in high school, and I sang at Carnegie Hall
Did you?
with the All Eastern Chorus. Yeah,
I learned something new about this guy every
Yeah, yeah.
Monday.
That's awesome.
yeah.
How
That's
was
so
that?
cool.
What was that experience like?
It was incredible because like all these classically trained musicians are all there, and I'm like the rock guy, and so I walk out. I'm like I stand in the middle of the stage. I'm like Stevie Ray Vaughan stood here, like the Beatles were here, like just there's so many like legends that have
Yeah.
stood on that stage.
Can't
You know what I
imagine.
mean? And Billy Joel played here, and I'm running back from side to side on the stage as soon as we got there. I was like a kid in a candy store. It was amazing, but I mean. Nothing compares to that, man, to sing in a hall like that. I mean, that place was built for that. So, I mean, to hear a full chorus, I mean, there was about 140 of us, I'd say, in this chorus. So, I guess 1 out of 140 in the East Coast is pretty good. But the way that we were positioned was actually following the curvature of the building. And so when you sang, it just kind of reverberated around the whole building and just came back. It was just such an amazing sound. Can't explain it. That's probably the best I could do.
Do you have
That's
that
so
performance documented?
I don't know
No?
because it was 99, so it wasn't like really. I'm sure that somebody's got a video of it that I was there of. My my mom actually got her camera taken away from her because they said no flash photography, no videography, nothing. I mean, maybe it was recorded somewhere, but yeah, my mom got her camera taken away from her. She missed half the performance because she's trying to get the film back. It was just but whatever. It was a great so I went to all states and all counties and that. So
See,
And
Adam, before cell phones, there was these cameras that you
Yeah.
had to put actual film in the
yeah,
camera.
like when you snapped a picture, you had to turn this little wheel thing.
And some
Just
even
to-
used their own separate flashes.
Yeah.
Didn't you have phones?
No.
No, we didn't have phones. But
We gotta explain to the kids.
yeah, but I also went to Allstate for viola. I played viola in high school too, so I mean it's Allstate with viola. That was fun too. So just meeting new people, man. That was the coolest part about it. It was just because you're kind of pigeonholed when you're in high school, kind of just hanging out with the kids you grew up with, And when you go to these places, you're there for a couple days, so you're in hotels and just be able to. I'd bring my guitar every time I went, and we would just sit there. Like we did a whole thing where like everybody that had a guitar, we played "Send Me on My Way," and the whole chorus did it all in harmony. Like you just sitting around in the lobby of the hotel. People are just standing around watching us, and we're all just jamming and taking a turn singing verses. It was just it was just so super cool, man.
That's awesome.
Definitely kick-ass experience.
And these guys kind of had the same journey too.
Sure.
With Glen Street when they were Glen Street back in the day. I mean, I remember doing shows. We used to do production for them, and it'd be like a Thursday, and it'd be like, "Wait, we got to go to school the next day."
Right.
Like you guys were the rock and roll band going to high school the next day.
Yeah.
You think the kids in high school were like jealous of you, or were
Not at all.
they asking you questions? Because you were out at bars the night before, hanging out at like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, but like we weren't really like drinking or obviously
True.
any of that. But so I mean, I don't know. It was. I don't know. I didn't feel like any type of jealousy at all.
Right.
No.
No, but I mean, people definitely thought it was cool, but there definitely wasn't like any like, I wish I was those guys type thing.
Yeah. And then you wrote your senior thesis, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that
That's my
was so
junior
funny.
year.
You read it? You heard about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
It's legendary.
It
kid.
really is.
That's the day that made me fall in love with you, bro.
Good.
For sure.
Because I remember you shared it with me. You're like, and that was back then when
Yeah,
you're in high school. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, look what I just wrote my principal or whatever or whoever. You're like, I'm never gonna need this. I don't know why I even have to do this. And you
Right.
went through this whole spiel.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so well put together. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I love this kid.
Yeah, that whole story just was so funny how that worked out. With
Mhm.
just they even gave us a copy of the essay. Thank you. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
like everyone in the whole, everyone involved loved me besides the principal. So it was a scenario where you have like the counselors, the dean of students, and they're all just smiling, and I think I'm suspended.
Yeah.
And they're reading it to my parents, and there's that one line where it's just like, "That's right, Miss Spring, I called off your shit." The principal, and she's the one reading it to my
Yeah.
parents. I would have never imagined this irony in the moment.
Right.
I just lost it, started laughing. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is hysterical.
I would too.
Yeah, and like that was. She took a couple seconds after that, just like looking around, like, anyone think this is crazy?
Yeah.
Like everyone was loving it because apparently a lot of the points I made on that essay was just stuff teachers have been trying to put across anyway. So
Right.
for a student to do it on a New York State exam, it was like unable to ignore.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
I didn't
definitely had the
expect
right
that.
platform for that, though.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was weird. Didn't expect anything to come out of that except being like in trouble.
Yeah, right.
And what did your parents say about it?
I don't really remember. They were just like, okay, like I don't know.
They knew you were a special kid, though.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
knew. Like they knew I just
Special in
I
a good
kinda,
way.
Yeah, they knew
Yeah.
I kind of like talk. I'll say my opinions in that type of scenario. And I was so stressed out. It was my
Sure.
4th time taking that exam.
Yeah.
I got like 15 questions in. I'm like, I failed already.
Yeah.
You know? And what it was like I just got up. I asked the teacher in the room, can I leave? I failed, like for sure. Like I read the other questions. I'm not even answering them.
Yeah.
And they were like, look at me like, what? Like, no, you can't leave. And so they call my counselor. I'm talking to my counselor in the hallway, and she's just like, if you leave, I have to expel everyone's tests and like taking it right now, which is the whole grade.
Oh wow.
So I'm not a dick.
Yeah. Right. Fuck you guys. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. So yeah, tried like 15 more questions. Don't even know if I got one.
Yeah.
And like that's where I just came up with the idea with the essay of just like instead of answering the question, I could just write what I'm feeling. you
Yeah.
know?
And you expressed it quite well.
I think it's
Thank you.
important. It's important for kids to be able to express the way they feel, no matter what. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
I think that like how you felt, that the reaction you felt like you were going to get from that is what I mean. I know I felt that way when I was in high school, and I think it sucks that you're constantly worried about getting in trouble.
Yeah.
It's a stressful thing, and to handle it the way you did, I thought was just that was really cool, and spoke a lot for students, and how they feel about what goes on. I mean, because I really think that teachers want to be teachers. There's
Yeah.
teachers that want to be teachers, and sometimes they lose what they started doing because they get a couple of bad apples here or there, and they just
Definitely.
they get down on themselves, they get stressed out, and then it's just like so
Yeah, I mean that picked me up so much. Like
Yeah.
just because all the teachers who I didn't never acknowledge me or anything, I just
Sure.
became this like walking forest that everyone would just be like, hey,
Yeah.
I loved your essay. It was weird. Like people I never talked to before
sure,
didn't even know. Like I don't know. It was weird. But that was when first time I realized like that like all these teachers really do want to be teachers, but they're forced into this agenda
Sure.
or whatever they have to teach.
Mhm.
They're not really allowed to express themselves in the way that they want to teach kids
Right.
and actually can get in their brains. And so that was cool in a way.
I think
Yeah.
the whole education system's fucked.
oh
Me
yeah,
too.
It really
dude, yeah,
is.
it's so oh god,
I mean, we were taught so much false information. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But that's for a whole nother podcast.
yeah,
I don't want to go down
definitely, man.
that rabbit hole right now.
dude,
but,
we'd have to sit here for like 3 days, like
Yeah.
not shower, like coffee, beer.
but it's true. Like we got taught so much false stuff. Like
Yeah.
who wrote these history books? Who wrote these education books?
Yeah.
Like what we
Right.
should be teaching kids is getting them prepared for life
Yeah,
Yeah.
instead of like algebra and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when do you ever use algebra?
right.
If you're not like and I was telling this to Carter last night, my girl's son, I was telling him, I'm like, you're never really going to use algebra ever in your life.
Right.
You're never going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't even really stress about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
It sucks because it's like, where's the motivation to even want to do it?
Right.
It's to force them to learn something they know they're not going to use. It's
Yeah.
just like
Right.
ridiculous.
That's why I was always a huge supporter of like BOCES and stuff, like a vocational school, because like they were teaching these kids like, hey, you want to be a mechanic? Let me show you how to be a mechanic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me show you how to use this machine. Let me show you how to use these tools. And same with music. I mean, like, I wanted to be in a rock band. I didn't want to sing chorus. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be on Broadway. I didn't. You know what I mean? I wanted to be in a band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, why can't we have like a class in school where you have somebody that teaches you how to be in a band and like how to write music and songwriting and stuff like, because you can get a lot of
Recording.
yes, a lot of those things that you get in college, you should be able to get in high school too, but you can't because they push all this huge like agenda on you that course 1, course 2, course 3 math, chemistry, biology. I mean,
when you ever doing biology in life
no, I mean,
or chemistry?
Yeah.
I mean, do I think it's cool?
Unless
that-
you're a chemist, of
Right,
course.
right.
Yeah, I was just say, yeah, unless
Yeah.
you're
Right, and I mean, like, if you want to
specialized.
if that's what you want to do, I mean, but I think that, like when you first go into high school, like, like a middle school, even when your brains are starting to kind of realize stuff, that, yeah, I mean, maybe you should take 1 year and take these classes where it touches on each of these things, like touches on chemistry, touches on biology, so that if somebody piques their interest and says, man, I really, really want to do this, you allow them the opportunity to take those classes. You know what I mean? Not to say that you shouldn't learn at like addition, subtraction, multiplication, your vocabulary shouldn't be, but like once you get older and you get into like high school in the beginning, like that, you should be focusing on, a vocation, like what you want to do with your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The point of school is to prepare you for life.
Yeah.
But not really, right?
Exactly.
That's what they
That's the
say.
thing. They want to get you to college, so then you take out student loans and pay them for the rest of your life and pay everybody else money. So
They want to own you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of friends I have who, first, second year just, didn't know what they wanted to do, but were forced into school because the pressure that they put you under, like that. I don't know. It doesn't seem realistic to want to be a musician who can just pay his bills doing that.
Right.
Especially in high school,
Sure.
they don't want you to think that.
Yeah.
I don't know who they is, but still, you know
Sure.
what I'm saying? It's weird.
But you had a good route though. You had your dad teach you like
Yeah,
the electronics and do electricity
yeah,
and stuff like that. Like I mean,
and it's awesome.
like you have something you can fall back on.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Once again, it's back to like they used to do in the 1700s. You could be an apprentice. You do an apprenticeship. You know what I mean? You want to learn how to do something, you be an apprentice. You learn under somebody else that teaches you those skills. You know what I mean? You can't to be an electrician. You can't do that all by reading a book.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like recording, and engineering, like Jeff does. I mean, I don't know if Jeff went to school for engineering or recording, but you would think he did.
He went to the Lyman Christensen School of
Exactly. So I mean, he went all by experience, and like look at how I feel like his albums, like Jeff's albums, feel good. You know what I mean? They feel better. Like they're warm, they're inviting. You know what I mean? It's not like it doesn't seem computerized. Like everything's got to be this way and this way. Like they teach you in recording school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't learn it all in a book, electricity.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn that in a book. If the second you touch something, you're like, oh, what did I do wrong? Let me go back in and look at page 35 and see what I did wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just,
What they should be teaching is like how to balance a checkbook.
yeah.
Right. Normal human ethics.
Right.
Taxes,
Right.
Yeah.
Taxes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you should be learning these things as you go and how
Honestly.
to change your oil in your car.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just simple things as like
Well,
how to pump gas.
I love
or
this
do laundry.
government class I took in my senior year in high school. I took government. It was an elective. Didn't have to do it, but I wanted to do it, so I took government. I wasn't able to because I was 17, but they allowed you to register to vote if you're 18. They did the whole class on that. They took you to like a voting booth. They taught you how to vote. It was like this. I mean, I felt like I was learning stuff that I need for my life.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I mean?
awesome.
Which was like totally cool. So
And you even go to a history class, and like everything they're teaching in history isn't really all the information you should be learning.
Yeah,
Right.
Most of it's false.
Yeah. Damn straight.
It's ridiculous. This is gonna blow your mind right now. Bandage is posting some things right now.
Mm-hmm.
February 28th, 1999. You know what February 8th, 1999 was?
All Eastern.
All Eastern Honors Jazz Ensemble and Choir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Isaac Stern Auditorium, Ronald O. Perlman Stage, 11 a.m. and 1:45 p.m. performances. And then there's a set list that he posted.
Oh, wait a
up.
minute. No, that's not the right one, though.
That's not
Bandage.
the right
No.
one. It says
'Cause that was-
Carnegie Hall performances.
Oh, wait. Maybe that was the
and
right
there's
one.
a set list he posted as well. But I got to click on the link. And
Yeah. I'd like to hear because it might bring back some memories here.
Where do you find this
Seriously,
shit,
dude? Like I would have never even thought to do that.
Right. So he Googled
Never.
it, obviously.
Of course,
And
yeah.
He did a little search engine, and that's what he came up
God,
with.
I
So
love him.
February 28th, 1999.
Yep.
And now you know if anybody has to question you on where you were, February 28th, 1999.
I wonder if I
you
click
will
on that
know.
link if I can see my name there.
All right, I'm going to check.
Yeah, you gotta
I
check
gotta
this.
check now.
Yeah.
awesome.
Dude, this is so cool.
This is so Dave Bandage.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Hang on. I'm clicking on
Here we
it.
go. We got Chaz Minivan, and then it comes back to my All Eastern performance. I mean, we got Chaz
Yeah.
Minivan over here. Let's freaking.
I want to hear about the performance, man.
Yeah.
Is this funny or what? Oh, my God. I'm scrolling right along. All Eastern. So do you remember what you were singing?
I sang bass, I think.
It doesn't have your name in here.
What?
Well, it's not.
Baritone bass? Anything?
It's just the conductors' names.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, it's just the conductors' names. But yeah,
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Dave went and searched it for you, and now you know.
Well, now, see, I'm asking these questions, so I'm sure Dave is researching this right now to try and find my name. He's going to take a screenshot.
screenshot it. He said he can't find any video or audio.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, if anything, I would think that there may be audio somewhere out there, but I don't think that unless they did it themselves, like the All Eastern people did it themselves, like I don't think there was any crowd. Because, I mean, it's very hard to do a bootleg video when the video cameras were this big in 1999, you know, so.
Yeah, no doubt. Were you taking any music classes in high school? Did you do any choir or any kind of drum marching or any of that?
No, actually. I wish I did marching band now.
Yeah.
Though, like, 'cause I'm learning everything, like, now that I would have learned then with all the rudiments and just going through that. So I'm, like, learning that a little late, but, I mean, I don't completely regret it or anything like that, but there's a lot of stuff there. I'm like, damn, I could just be a master at this already.
Sure.
And it's, I mean, but I'm just kind of spending like an hour a day just doing it to a metronome and stuff like that.
That's sick, man.
What is up with New Hartford, the amount of musical talent that came out of that school?
Oh, it's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
Crazy.
It is nuts because they've, when I was in high school, they probably still are, but they won like the marching band every year for the states. Yeah, they won states every year. It was just like constant. And I mean, I didn't really know. I don't know like what made them win, like how far they went and everything, but it was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of musical talent in New Hartford, that's for sure.
Yeah. Ridiculous, man. We could do a whole separate podcast on New Hartford graduates that are doing great in the music world.
Yeah, exactly.
True. I could think of so many.
Yeah. Me too.
We had the New Hartford guy. He just retired, but well, actually, both my band teacher, which I didn't take band, but I took jazz band, so he was my jazz band instructor as well, and the orchestra teacher in Ilion both left and went to New Hartford. Tom Petty, who was working at Big Apple for a while, he passed away. God rest him. And T.J. McAvaney was the orchestra director of New Hartford for years. He just retired, so. Yeah, but they were my teachers back then, so it was really cool that they went there and they got to teach those great kids because these kids are incredible there. Yeah.
Awesome.
So much.
Yeah.
So much. I mean, Al Schneer's from New Hartford. He came out of there, and like even his class, I remember having a conversation with him about this, just the amount of talent that he graduated with.
Sure.
Him and Fletch graduated together, Steve Fletcher.
Yeah.
Who's beyond talented, not only in the art world, but in the music world as well. And there's a bunch. Mark Kochi's from New Hartford.
I was just going to say Mark Kochi's got to be on, from New Hartford too, and he's just, what he's done with his life is just, wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. He's got a great recording studio too. Yeah, just so much talent from New Hartford. Chuck Harvey, another one from Mo, who's graduated from New Hartford as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
he's
awesome.
a New Hartford guy.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the list goes on and on. We could be here for days. My boy Derek Van Scoten, DVS. Are you guys familiar with DVS?
Not familiar.
He's in Austin, Texas right now.
Okay.
I mean, that guy's played with like Sound Tribe Sector 9 and like Antiballast Afrobeat Orchestra.
Okay.
He's played with and then he does this looping thing, which is really popular. I've had him on this podcast before. He does this looping thing where it's unbelievable, and he's just an amazing talent.
Yeah.
Another New Hartford guy.
Hell yeah.
Where did Bonamassa go? New York Mills?
He went to the Mills, yeah.
He went to the Mills, yeah. Which, I mean, they're pretty much near each other. So, I mean, it's, all that. I mean, just, like, once again, we could talk about the Valley. We can talk about the Valley as a whole. It's just a melting pot of musicians. There's just so many different musicians here, And I'm thankful for where I came from. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I have a lot of pride in this area.
Yeah.
And, if your kids want to do music, man, you might as well just let them, because there's something in the water here, man. It's just, I don't know. These God-given talents that these kids are born with. It's amazing.
Something in the weather here is more like it.
That's
you're
true.
Stuck inside
Stuck
all
inside.
day, so you got to learn your craft.
Yeah, in the summertime, it's 105 degrees, and you want to be in the AC, and there's nothing better to do than sit and play your guitar, play your drums, and, sing and write music.
Yeah. Honestly.
And then January comes rolling around, it's minus 130.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to stay warm so you keep those fingers
That's
going.
why I wonder why more musicians haven't come out of Saranac Lake, man. That place is, it's like colder than the North Pole sometimes there.
There's
crazy.
There is a good little scene up there.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely.
Surrounded by the water hole.
Yeah.
Have you ever played the water hole?
No, I've never played.
No.
I've only been through Saranac Lake once, coming back from Lake Placid the other way to come down through Old Forge. My wife and I went around the Horn that way, which was such a beautiful ride. And we got to go up through Saranac Lake. What a neat little town that is, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you been to the water hole?
No.
That's a
Must check that
venue.
place
Yeah,
out.
I would love to.
Downstairs is like the most redneck bar you'll ever be in.
No shit.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
that's
like
awesome.
run down and like local bar.
Yeah.
But then you go upstairs and it's this beautiful music venue.
Wow.
Reminds me of the bank, the whole setup.
Yeah.
Like the balcony going over. And like, when I was there, I was just like, wow, it's like just flipped. But like the same, like even when you play in there and like the sound, just way it like echoes.
Sure,
and, like,
sure.
The acoustics are very similar.
Yeah.
I love it there.
Yeah.
It's such a cool venue.
It's a great venue. If you ever get a chance, Justin, check that place
I will,
out.
absolutely, yeah. I've just never had a chance to get up there. I mean, I love to. I mean, I love when we get nowadays. I mean, 39 years old. I'm happy when we get to play a new place. You know what I mean? Like, because we played them all around here. So, you know, it's very few and far between that I get to play a new venue. And when I do, it's just like it's so cool. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be the biggest dive bar in the world, and I get so excited because it's someplace new. It's you know, it's exciting.
Honestly,
and especially when it's far away, because you feel like you're on the road, and you're like, close your eyes and imagine yourself in a tour bus. You know, like we talked about last week. It was like, oh, it's so cool, man.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, new venues are so much fun.
Definitely.
It's a new experience, new people.
And it's cool. I mean, you know, you guys are multi-talented. You know, your band is incredible. And so, like, you must feel the same way. Like, when you go and, like, people are, like, looking at you like, oh, here we go. A bunch of kids are going to play rage metal and shit, like, and just, you know, like, be crappy. And then all of a sudden you guys play your first note and everybody just stops. That feeling. That I mean, you can see it from the stage. And everybody just stops and goes, whoa, these guys are pretty good, and they start talking, and you know, this and that, and then, you know, it's just that's a cool feeling, man. Because nobody realizes, you guys all don't realize out there, we can see everything from the stage, everything, and we can read lips pretty well too.
Yeah, you could definitely feel the vibe before going on.
Totally,
especially when you were younger too, because it was just like I don't know if we were ever opening up for bigger bands or whatever, it'd be like, what you kind of got that vibe of like, what the hell are these kids here right now?
Right,
and it just added gas to the fire, though, in a way, where we just came out swinging, and we would just throw so much energy of like, here's who the fuck we are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, type thing.
Yeah, that was when we first started when I was 13. It was the same thing. Like, we'd show up at places opening up for bands or whatever. I mean, you see these 3 kids, 13, 14, and 15, walking out, and think you're going to hear metal and really bad music, and people go to the bar to get a drink, and they're just, you know, like, whatever. And then we played nothing but 50s and 60s music back then. So, like, we'd rip into, like, you know, Run Around Sue or something like that, you know, to start out with it.
Awesome.
Runaway by Del Shannon, and people just turn around and they're like, what the hell? Yeah. You know, looking, because, like, here's these kids, and they're pretty darn good, and they're playing 50s and 60s music.
You're too young to know that music.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
exactly. But, I mean, that's what we grew up on. So, I mean, that's, you know.
Yeah, we were in the same boat, honestly. Just hit, like, with, you know, the Pink Floyd type stuff, and just 90s was really big on the covers when we were younger. Glen Street doing that stuff, but people just appreciated that so much.
Yeah, and that's all coming back around now too. The 90s music is like, because it was 80s for a while. Like, I'd say 10 years ago to like last year was like totally like an 80s revival, and then all of a sudden like the 90s started creeping up on everybody again. And I think it's because, you know, people our age, they got kids and they're feeling nostalgic again. They want to listen to when they were younger. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been out of school for 20 years now. I'm like 21 years this year.
So now you're getting nostalgic?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I hear shit from the 90s. Even we play some stuff with the trio, like We Only Want to Be With You by Hootie and the Blowfish, and I'm like, I remember that song.
Oh, yeah.
We covered that when it first came out in 1994. Damn it, God, I'm old. But no, it's cool. Like, you know, especially when you play it again. And I mean, now, I mean, like, I feel like, you know, you got to know, like, as you guys grew up, you became better musicians because you practiced and played, and the more you played and the more experience you got better. The cool thing for me is that going back and playing all these songs that we used to play back in the day, I know how to play them right now.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, too. It's like I'm playing them all over again for the first time, because I'm like, now I know what the right oh, that was like a C add 9. That wasn't just a C. That was a C add 9, or that was this. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. There's like a little line in there that I was missing. And, like, you know, you go back and you learn it all, and you're like, oh, this is so cool, man. I wish I could go back and play it again. You know?
That's awesome.
So,
but the space between it, like the years in between from when you played it from the beginning to now, is it muscle memory? Does the muscle memory come back, or does it take a minute to get back to where you were?
Well, I can tell you flat out, like, the scariest thing in the world for me was the first Showtime show we had coming back out of quarantine. It was at Sharky's in Liverpool, and I was petrified because we couldn't we couldn't get everybody together to rehearse that week, and we had not done a show. Like, we did a couple of live things for people, like we did a few songs here and there, but not a full show, you know. And so, like, Joe, in the beginning of the week, he sent us the set list. It was like, this is what we're doing. And so, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, I got to remember all these songs, right? So, like, it's like Wednesday, and we got to play on, Wednesday, we got to play on Thursday, and I'm last minute with everything. Like, if he sends it on Monday, I learn it on Monday, I forget it on Tuesday. So it's just, I have to learn it like the night before. So I sit down, I'm like, all right, I'll play through it, and I get to the first song, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't remember oh my God, what did I do here? Like I had to reteach myself solos, and it's like, but after like the first couple gigs, then the muscle memory took over. Then it was like I just had to like jumpstart it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what a scary feeling, man. When you're like, I've been playing these songs for 20 years. How do I not remember how to do this? You know what I mean? And it wasn't for lack of practicing or anything. We were just doing different things. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
a lot of trio stuff, a lot of Poor Tim live stuff. I was doing my own solo live stream, you know, like that. So I wasn't focusing on Showtime songs, you know. So that was the difficult end of it. But I'll tell you this: if we end up going back into quarantine, that we don't, knock on wood. I hate this. I definitely am just going to keep woodshedding these songs. Like I can't do that again. It was one of the scariest shows I've ever played in my life.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. We got asked to do an encore, and like we're like, let's do Kansas, because we do a Kansas medley, the Carry On Wayward Son. We do it in a Point of No Return, and Mike's like, I don't think that I can do Point of No Return. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's just do Carry On Wayward Son. There's a lot of guitar work in that song.
Yeah.
And gets to the first solo, I start in the wrong key. I'm like, oh God. Oh my God, it's that. Oh, idiot. Come on. I'm like talking to myself as I'm playing it.
Yeah.
You know, and it gets to the end and I'm like, man, we probably shouldn't have done that. Because I didn't go over it. You know what I mean? But I just thought I'd be able to do it. It was just, you know.
Yeah, there's a point of faith where you just can't like really do.
Yeah.
It's luckily with drums, it's only rhythm you got to remember.
Sure.
It sucks with guitar because you got to remember the key, the notes, and like.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to be the drummer.
Yeah. Right. Damn good one at that.
Do you guys think you'll ever do any more covers ever again, or because you guys totally stopped doing covers from your set?
I mean, if we do covers, we want to make them our own. We want to do like original covers.
Word.
Like that's where it just comes across more fun, and we can like make songs not sound like the original, but you know, so you're sitting there like, what the.
God, I recognize this.
What is that? And then you start singing it, and you realize everything behind it is different.
Yeah.
And like I love when bands do that because it's that like second of like you know, processing through all the songs in your brain, like which one.
Yeah.
And then you realize like, oh, they just change up the instrumentals, and like this is what's going on.
Right.
I like medleys are just wicked fun.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But like with live shows, yeah, totally. Like eventually, but like right now, we're not even really worried about live shows. We're just trying to write and you know. Do that stuff.
Yeah, pretty soon they'll have enough. I mean, you could probably play a 4-hour set of originals when you get done. You know what I mean?
That's ideal. Yeah.
How many songs do you have in your bag right now?
We have like a whiteboard that's just
sick.
Like 30 songs maybe.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right there.
We're still writing. Like we still want to make at least like 20 more before we pick for like our full debut album or whatever.
Yeah.
So. I don't know.
That's beautiful.
It's good when you can make the covers your own.
Yeah, and it makes it more fun for us too because we get to make it to the energy we want to, you know, portray out there. It's awesome.
Was it a tough transition from going into Glen Street to Trampoline Jetstream?
It already happened. It
was already happening.
There wasn't like a specific day we decided we're Trampoline Jetstream. We were just like. We were Glen Street knowing we weren't Glen Street anymore. So we were just trying to find a band name for like a year.
Yeah.
I remember we were on the show having people write in band names.
Oh, right. Yeah. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, we had them all writing in the comments.
So tell us about how did Trampoline Jetstream happen?
So Alex and Nick, they wrote this song that on the EP coming up is Jerry, one of the main songs, like probably the first one actually. And we wrote that song. It was originally called Trampoline Jetstream. And they wrote that because they wrote it on the trampoline where we always were hanging out.
Yeah.
We were talking about it yesterday, how there's like a picture of us, like we would camp on it. Like, all sleep on the trampoline, you know, wake up, practice again.
Oh.
And they were looking up at the sky, and like there was just, you know, blue sky day and just one jet stream going over, and they just, you know.
Put it together. Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. And Jeff Adderman was the one who we came to him with this shitty band name. We finally.
What was it?
It was Band Castle.
Oh God!
And it was literally like we were just.
I can hear
we got this.
Yeah.
I can hear Jeff too. Yeah. What what?
No.
No.
Oh, it's stupid.
God, it's stupid.
That's what I love about
What are you
Jeff,
guys
too.
thinking about?
He doesn't hold back.
It was exactly, and he didn't. Thank God. But it was just it was a scenario of like. So sick of coming up with shitty band names. Like, let's just agree on one shitty band name, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when he was just like, why don't you just name it this? And he just kind of, the way he put it across to us was just like us looking at each other and like, we didn't even give a shit anymore because it's been like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And we're like, I love it. Like,
yeah, it's great.
This is exhausting.
Yeah.
We move on.
Did you leave the name of the song that too?
Yeah, well, no, we changed the name of the song.
Oh, you should, because it would have been like a Bad Company thing. You know what I mean?
We thought about
you know
that,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, Bad Company by Bad Company, Trampoline Jet Stream by Trampoline Jet Stream.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
the whole thing. Yeah.
Jeff is actually laughing at Bandcastle right now.
Good.
That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. So, Justin, back in the day when Street Rock used to play a lot with Glenn Street, and these guys, and I would love hanging out with the kids because they would always teach me what the cool kids were saying these days, all these, but they turned me on to a lot of new music too. So what kind of new music you listening to today? Any new bands you could put on our radar?
Let me think. There's a band from Montreal called Fleece. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alex,
Fleece.
Yeah, Fleece. Alex Verbickus showed me them like last week, and I've heard them a while before, but didn't really get into them till like very recently. I love My Morning Jacket. I got into them this year. They're like one of my favorites. And King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard.
Yes. I love King Gizzard.
They are like just a psychedelic mess in the best way. Yeah. I love it. Like just so crazy.
Great band.
Yeah. I know we've said Krungbin before on this podcast. They're like I don't even know. They're really cool. They do like a lot of instrumental stuff, but with the chick singer. She's like just this gnarly bass player. I don't really know. That's about it. I honestly just do it by songs these days. I just go on like Spotify, look up a band out that seems cool, throw on radio at the end of it, so it's just a radio of that band that are songs like them, and I'll just be working and just this kind of starts out cool. Just click a like and then go for that band, type in their radio station.
Sure.
So it's like
That's
not
awesome.
really. It's hard for me to really just grab onto one band right now in a way because I just keep getting so many just individual songs. Yeah.
That's what I love about you guys is you take from so many different genres and you can hear all these different influences in your music.
It's like a orgasm, to be honest with you. It really is. Like I listened to the 3-song quarantine thing you guys did on the way here, and then I listened to it again, and then I listened to it again because I was like, oh my god, because I know I listened to it before, but I don't think that I was like focused on it. You know what I mean? Like.
Sure.
And so I was like, I really want to take some time and listen to this. And you can. It's so funny because I know how Jeff engineers and produces and mixes, and I can hear him in it a lot. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like you can tell it's him. You know what I mean?
Said that too.
Yeah, and but then like to see where you guys. I mean, because I remember when you were Glen Street. That was the last time I saw you guys all play. Was when it was Glen Street, and it was like, I'm like. Listening to this, is this really the same band? I mean, I know that's Nick singing. I can hear him. I mean, Nick's got a very unique voice, and you can tell it's him. And but I was just like, man, where did this come from? And it's like you can hear like all this stuff like we were talking about. And I think you hit it the nail on the head though when you said it's a fruit salad. Like the band is a fruit salad. It really is.
It's awesome.
Like it really is.
Yeah. That just reminded me too. The Tea Club. Jeff produced that band. They just came out with.
Cool.
I think the album is called If I Mean When. I could be wrong about that. But that whole album is just a masterpiece. I hear Jeff in it so much.
Yeah.
Ends with a 28-minute song called Creature.
Sick.
And I remember we like go to the studio and they just got like, we'd go to the studio to talk to Jeff about like recording or something. They just got these like whiteboards, just like several of them with like these little squares and it's for each section. And I just can't imagine how they broke that down and did it. And every time you hear it, it's one of my favorite songs ever because it's just so like, just crazy and just the whole. It has like a message and it has meaning and it just hits every side of that band, like every dynamic in my opinion, like what they presented on the first half of the album.
Yeah,
they just threw it all together in like one song. And
I got to hear it.
So fucking awesome.
Yeah,
he killed it on that.
Yeah. What are they called again?
The Tea Club.
The Tea Club.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I get that confused with Tea Party from Canada. If you remember those guys,
oh, okay.
Awesome band.
Cool.
That was the whiteboard thing. I remember when I'm pretty sure because Jeff, I'm foggy, but I think that Gillis produced one of the Christmas albums that we did, right? And he came up from Jersey, and like it almost seemed like Jeff was. I think they might have been planning on buying the studio, or maybe not, but he was there and like, he helped out a lot with the Christmas album and he like helped him like, I think I mentioned it before where they like, he walked out and Gillis was like, play that one song that was like a song by early Genesis, like, Gabriel, like, and freaking he's like, I haven't played that in years. He goes, I don't fucking care, play it anyway. And so he's on the piano and he's trying to get through and like with the piano action.
It's my favorite.
And he's like going like this and he's going through it. And I'm thinking that this is flawless. And Gillis goes, you missed that A flat. That was a fucking A flat. You missed it. And like he's yelling and screaming, right? But that's where I think we first learned this whole whiteboard technique, which was, I mean, I know it's probably been done a million times before, but like it opened our minds because it was like you literally put the names of the tracks and you put the instruments here and then just put an X through when you finish it or put a circle when you're doing it. You know what I mean? It's just like it was one thing, so it's easier to keep track of what you have and what needs to be accomplished. You know what I mean? So it made everything run so smooth. And But yeah, you got to. If you're still listening, you got to write about that the Genesis song. He's just sitting there screaming at him over the thing, and Jeff is just playing this fucking crazy shit.
We always do that too, and we're like, play Firth the Fifth. It might be Firth the Fifth.
That's exactly what he's saying.
That's exactly
right
what
now.
it is. Yeah,
he says I was third grunt playing Firth the Fifth.
Yep. Oh my God,
that Genesis stuff is.
But dude, he's like, he was outstanding at it. He comes back in, he was like, that sucked, and I'm like, what, dude? I'm like, seriously?
Yeah,
I wish I sucked that bad.
Was that the first time that Jeff was on your radar as far as musicianship goes?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I see. Here's my thing. Like, I've known of Jeff from Modus. Yeah. Okay, so like Modus was around back when I first started. So like Modus was like the big original band that would come to the EC and play or come, you know what I mean? Like they would do their thing and like they were like I don't know, it was like I don't know how you, like the famous guys for us, you know, like for me anyway, like, you know, they were the guys doing the originals and they were the guys doing the, you know, the albums and they had this.
And they were doing well too at the club.
Oh my God. Incredible. And like, and it was very, you know, very Jeff.
Yeah.
Very Jeff. You know what I mean? Like he's just like, he's a fucking genius, and I can't even stand
listen
it.
To their album all the time. Only Sleeping Will Know.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Me too. It's on heavy rotation on my playlist too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. It's so good.
Have you ever heard the first EP?
So I found out about that in like March or February, and because I asked him, I was like, is there anything else that you guys have? I didn't know there was an EP, and he just sent me the link, and it was just like a new world. I'm like,
yeah, sure.
Get more.
Jeff, Jeff, if you're listening, I'd like to have that link as well too. That first EP is incredible.
Yeah, I can send it to you. Yeah.
I didn't know it was on Spotify. I know the other album is.
I didn't know about it either until he sent it. But yeah, I'll send that your way.
We used to bug him about Modus. Like every time we were in the studio, we were like, when are you guys going to do a reunion? Like when's this going to happen? Like where can I, you know, we need more music. Like start writing, do something, stop this engineering stuff for a little while and just write some more tunes, will you?
Yeah.
But you know, it's just and you know, like that was the whole thing. So like when he came in, I'm like, that's a fucking dude from Modus. Modus, you know, and like I go to Pam, I'm like, this dude from Modus. She's like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. I'm like,
I love it.
All right, cool.
Man, Modus is your boyfriend? Whoa!
Oh my God, dude! Did you fucking see this?
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love working
dude.
with him.
I love fanboying out though. Like I do. I fanboy out like on the stupidest shit. It's like, you know, somebody I looked up to my whole life, and I see them even if they're from down the street, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, you know. But
yeah, I'm just so blessed to be able to work with him and
seriously
to have a producer who cares that much and can just tell you straight up like what he's thinking, even though like, you know, it's all the same interest, which is the best part. There might be a song where it's just like, damn, we didn't really nail it on this one. Like whatever it is that, you know, the dynamic, whatever it was, we just didn't hit it what happens live. And it's just a cool thing because there's a lot of producers, if it's hard to admit to themselves, and especially to tell the band too. Like it's just the care and love that he has for. He sees like a bigger force. And he sees just as big of a force in us as we do in ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like it just helps boost what we want to do too. You know, like we really look into. I mean, the EP that we have coming out compared to the one we have right now is so much better. Like sounding wise, and like I think the songs are stronger and. I mean, in a way, of course, it is because we wrote those songs separated. We didn't even have.
Sure.
I mean, it's like for the second song for Days on End, was just Trent and I getting drunk in the basement, just tracking drums and bass, right?
Sure.
We just sent it. We're like, who knows if this will be a song? Alex sent back the instrumentals, and we're just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And then Nick wrote these lyrics that were really meaningful for the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And it was just like came together just so simply, and you know.
Yeah.
And so, but with this EP, these are songs that we had Jeff at the that like our practice space, and we broke down. We like took took out breakdowns, put it back in, decided, oh, maybe it should be, we trimmed every single possible thing we could, and just also added what we could, and just made sure everything transitioned smoothly.
Yeah.
And it just sounds, I mean, in my opinion, they're just such stronger songs because we really just, grinded it down to what we saw the fullest potential is. You know?
Right.
And with these songs for Days on End, it was just kind of like a careless, like, we need, like, let's just have fun, like, who knows what's going on with this COVID shit, like quarantining. And so, like, there was nothing to worry about. It was just kind of send it, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And it came out pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. Definitely.
So what happened with this EP? You guys put it out there, you promoted it for about 3 days, and now we haven't heard of it.
No, we put up YouTube videos and everything like that. Have? But yeah, so we do want to eventually, like, I don't have any date for this either, but we do eventually want to get our YouTube page going and have like some type of series where we can release just constant content.
Yeah, good.
And have stuff like that. So I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll attempt to play some of those songs live and do like some videos. We haven't talked about it as a band, so I'm not going to say we do, we will or not. But who knows? I mean, we're just looking to have a lot of YouTube material right now because obviously shows are as realistic as the internet just staying up. So
right,
oh, man, for sure. But I do know firsthand that Jeff absolutely loves you guys, and that's why he gets behind your project.
Absolutely.
And it's important. And the other thing is with Jeff, too, you got to have thick skin to be his friend.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
And it's good to throw back the sarcasm back at him. He started to get sarcastic with me the other day. I'm like, hey, sarcasm's a form of fear. He just like looked at me like... He didn't know what to say. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like it's all in the same interest of what we have. So it's disagreements are just disagreements.
Right,
They're never arguments.
Right,
They're never
exactly.
anything like that because it all comes from the same place, which is just the love of the music and the trying to make it the best you can. So
and the mark of a good producer too is like when you feel that they are another member of the band, like the fifth member of the band. Yeah. It's like, it's completely, I know that feeling. I know exactly what that feels like. Yeah. And, I was fortunate enough to co-produce an album with Jeff, and that was probably one of the highlights of my whole entire career, just being able to work side by side with him. We went down to Ithaca together, and like, we got to hang with the band and like, do like storyboard almost, before they came in and when they came in and did it, and like being able to sit next to him in the booth and just work side by side with him was just an incredible experience.
Yeah,
absolutely
that's awesome. Yeah, that is awesome.
But Tim Moyer. Anyway, the thing that I was talking about.
How do you go from Adam to Moyer? But I get it. I know what you're doing.
What? What did I say?
You just said Tim Moyer.
I did.
Yes.
Did I just say Tim Moyer?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, moving right along.
I get what you're doing here.
You saw where I was going with that?
I did.
Moving right along.
Those two get mentioned so much on this podcast every morning.
Well, every week we have to mention his name at least once, and I figured since we weren't bringing him up, I should just kind of work him into a sentence.
Yeah.
Ederman's saying this is really helping my self-esteem.
Oh, we love you, brother. We love you.
No, we do for 100%. Man.
Oh,
We're
my
lucky
God, so
we got
much.
you. And that facility, if there's a band out there looking to record, that's the place you need to go.
You're never retiring, Jeff.
Definitely not. No, definitely not. But you do bring up the other one.
The other one?
The other one, Mr. Vest.
Oh, God.
We do have to give him a little shout out.
Tim Moyer.
Because it is Monday.
It is Monday.
He is the unofficial sponsor of Local Music Monday.
Yeah.
So big ups to our boy Tim Moyer.
We love you too, Tim.
He's probably changing his shirt right now as we speak.
Oh yeah. I wonder like what his closet must look like. He must have like a closet bigger than like our house.
Not only so much as the clothes though, but how many different fragrances of perfume and cologne do you think he has?
It's got to be a lot.
A lot, right?
Like, and it's probably like in a lock like in Anchorman with like the Sex Panther. It's like a lockbox of some sort.
Yeah.
Like he pulls out. He's like, "This is the one." Oh, you know what I mean? Oh man.
I'm sure he's got a lot of different fragrances.
Well, all we got to do is ask Jeffrey.
Oh,
That's all we got to do is ask Jeffrey. He'll tell us whatever we want to know.
We'll get a sarcastic remark
Exactly.
out of him,
Exactly. Can you imagine if we brought them both in here and like sat them right there? We could just sit back like this and with a bag of popcorn.
Don't even talk. Yeah, just let him go at it. We'll intro the show and be like, It's all you.
Dude, it'd be like a Jerry Springer show. Like, we'll have to get in the back. Come on, back.
Yeah,
No, back to your seats,
security.
guys. Back to your seats. All right. Z, any final thoughts, Z?
That'd be awesome. Got security in each
Yeah,
corner.
exactly.
The only difference from that and Springer is these two are not from Florida.
No.
You know,
Yeah,
that'd be the
yeah.
only difference.
Oh, God.
But no, they do crack me up. And,
Totally.
you know, again, it goes back to, and this is the whole reason why we have this Local Music Monday, is to display and showcase all the amazing talent we have here in the 315. I mean, we do talk about Moyer and Adderman a lot, but there's just so much that goes on.
Sure.
In fact, next week we're going to take it off because it's Labor Day. But the following week, we got Terry Johnson coming from
Yes,
Swamp Drivers.
Swamp Drivers.
And he's
Amazing talent.
and not only amazing, but so creative. Like,
Yeah.
Insane what he's done.
he makes guitars out of toilet
Yeah,
seats.
it's insane.
And like plungers.
Make out of
and-
anything.
Did you
Yeah.
ever see the frying pan guitar?
I did see the frying pan guitar. He was on Rachel Ray for that one.
He was on Rachel
Yeah.
Ray for that one.
He used a
And,
Rachel Ray pan and made a guitar. Yeah.
and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, that is so crazy.
And he's got the
Then like the
plunger.
drummer made drums out of trash cans or something, and then like the bass player had Taupe build a toilet seat guitar, a bass guitar,
Yeah.
out of a toilet seat. And Taupe's like, you know, if you ever met Taupe,
Yeah,
okay.
yep.
So Taupe is like, you know, come here, I want to show you this. I'm like, okay, walk over. He's like, I had to build this, like this, you know, like
He's
I had
probably
to build this.
disgruntled about
I mean,
it.
you know, you could bring in a $12,000 guitar to Taupe, and he'd open it up and he'd go, yeah, it's a piece of shit.
Honestly, yeah, that's
No
all-
joke. I mean,
he's
like,
famous for
I'm
it.
like, what am I gonna like? So I was luckily before he retired, I was able to bring him my first Luke that I got, my Ernie Ball Music Man Luke. And I finally got to bring him a guitar that he was he gave it back to me, and he said, yeah, I really enjoyed working on that guitar. It's very very well crafted. I was like, who are you? What have you done with Taupe?
Let me check your temperature.
Yeah, like, say, dude, you feeling all right? I know you're retired, but you don't have to start being nice or anything. I mean, you know, Taupe's like a sound man though. The sound mans are all grumpy. You know what I mean? And guitar technicians are all grumpy. You know, just grumpy. They all got welcome mats that say "Go away." You know what I mean? All of them, every one of them.
Hey, this actually leads me into this. Speaking of grumpy sound men, my guest Thursday,
Yeah.
Joe Finelli.
Oh,
Yeah, I got Finelli coming in.
why can't I be here?
Come in Thursday if you want.
Oh, I might just
Come
what
hang
time?
Thursday.
What
I
time?
think it'd be fun. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I'm looking forward to talking to him. We might go down that political rabbit hole though. That's the thing I'm worried about. But it's okay. I'm going to let him go nuts.
You
But,
gotta-
but
yeah,
you know,
gotta.
I would kill right now
Yeah.
to hang out with a miserable sound guy or
Oh,
even
God,
have to deal with
absolutely.
one. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Yeah.
Just miss working.
The thing
right
I
now.
love about Joe Finelli, though, is that he will be miserable and tear you apart with a gigantic smile on his face.
But yeah, that's the
Just like
thing
you,
is like
this, and he's smiling at you and tearing you apart at the same time, and you're like, I love you for that.
is Joe's not really a miserable sound guy.
He's not.
Like he's
Not at
so
all.
easy to deal with. He's
Yeah.
not your quintessential sound guy. Most sound guys are miserable.
Oh, my
they're
God.
like, you know, they're unbearable to deal
Yeah.
with. Where Finelli is so easy to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
he
old
sounds-
sound man Tom, God rest his soul again. He, when it passed away, but he used to sit behind the soundboard with his glasses down here. We get done with a song, we just hear him. You guys fucking suck. What the hell are you doing? You've been playing this goddamn song for 25 years. You couldn't fucking play it right. And like just screaming, and like I'm like, and all of a sudden I'm like looking at him like, Jose, do you want to tell him that we're at a fucking wedding, dude? We're at a wedding. We're at a wedding, man. Stop. You know, he did real quick story, and I know we got to go, but this is one of the funniest things he did. We were in a wedding, and you know how when people do like speeches, somebody that doesn't know mic technique, you know what I mean, and they always hold it like down here
Or the
and,
cup it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, for like 2 or 3 weddings in a row, because we don't normally do weddings, but this one year we did like a ton of weddings, and so like this guy being down here, and Tom's trying to turn him up, and you're. Brings it back down, like, no, they can hear you. And, like, so whatever. So he wanted to make sure that this girl that was doing the maid of honor speech put the mic up to her mouth, right? So she's walking away after she grabs the mic from him, and he goes, hey! And she turns around, and it's all this commotion, and she's like from me to the corner of that building away. And he's like... He goes, make sure you put it up to your mouth. Like this. That's right. And the girl turns around, looks at us, and goes... Like this, like looking at it, like what is he telling me to blow? What? You know what I mean? Like it was the funniest thing. I'm like, we're like, Tom, stop! You can't do that, man. He was like, why not just tell her to get closer to the mic? Oh my God,
That is so good.
yeah. So that was that's Yeah, that's my story for the day.
One of these days, we should do a full-on sound man podcast.
Oh, how cool that
We
would
could
be.
just go through all our sound guy experiences because we could be here for days.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
For days.
Yeah.
And they're a unique
And they're
bunch.
all different. They're all
all
different.
different.
Every sound guy is different. They hear the song different. They hear the performance different. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That
could
would
be here
be,
for hours.
that'd be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
And they all got their different thing. Yeah, on vocals, I turned the high end up on 5K up to about 16 here, and I feel that works best for vocals. And the other sound guy will look at him and go, "Well, how do you do that? All you have to do is this." And that's how they talk. It's so funny, and you just sit back and watch them fight.
And then, the worst is when you get another sound guy that comes in to the club to watch a band play,
Yes.
and then has to put his 2 cents in or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Oh man, Roscoe was hilarious. And working with Roscoe all those years.
Oh my God.
And Roscoe, they'd be like, "I need more monitor," and he'd be like, "You're not playing fucking Madison Square Garden, you know?"
Yeah, exactly.
It would just go nuts.
But my
man.
favorite part, like guys out there, please, if you ever, if I can give you any words of advice, please don't ever go up to a sound man when he's mixing and tell him, "I think the guitar needs to be louder," or "I think the vocals need to be louder." It's the worst thing you could ever do because, like, I think that there's an unwritten law in every state in the union that they're allowed to turn around and punch you in the face and not get in trouble for it.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Because I would let him. I would let my sound guy turn around and hit somebody if they did that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let him do his job. And we're not coming in and telling you how to be a lawyer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's just, but it's funny.
That's what Roscoe used to say too. I'm not telling you how to flip burgers. I don't come to your job and tell you how to make French fries. That's great. Roscoe was great at those.
Oh, yeah.
He was the best. Chaz Minivan, give some links up where people can find
Come
your
on,
music.
man,
You got this
All right.
EP out there. Where can they find it?
Spotify, YouTube, I think Apple Music, iTunes Music, or whatever. Follow us on Instagram at trampolinejetstream.com. Follow Copper Vein Clones as well on Instagram, just at Copper Vein Clones. What else? Facebook
All
for
that.
each of them. Yeah.
The cool thing about Trampoline Jetstream and Copper Vein Clones, all you have to do is type their name, and you're the first thing that pops up if you search.
Yep.
So that's pretty smart from you guys in
Yeah.
coming up with a creative name.
Well,
Sure.
Bandcastle. You type in Bandcastle search engine, it's gonna be a castle band. You know, it's gonna be thinking like, what the hell? Are you saying? So that was one of like the funny things that they made the point for Trampoline Jetstream.
Yeah.
They're like, look it up. No one's typed that in before. We're like,
right.
Okay, and we did it, and we were like, all right, good point.
Yeah. Band is just saying Roscoe and Joe would be madness together on the show.
Oh, my
That'd be
God.
great.
Lots of stories there.
I'm actually looking forward to talking to Finelli. Joe Finelli gave me guitar lessons at 14 years old
I believe
at
it.
the old Pete's Music House.
Another
He used to
talent.
teach
another
me how to play
extreme talent.
Dokken songs. And I remember this from he was like, "So what do you want to learn?" I'm like, "I don't know, I just want to play guitar or whatever." He goes, "You into Dokken?"
Have you ever gone to a Square Peg show?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, have you ever tried to call him by his real name when he's up there?
No.
You never have?
No.
Oh, I did. I stood from me to you away from him going, "Joe, what's up, Joe?" And I'm like, why can't he hear me? The monitor's right there. I'm screaming, "Joe!" And finally, this guy comes up to me and he taps me. And he goes, he doesn't answer to his real name when he's on stage. But it's a freaking...
Something Rodriguez.
No,
right?
it's...
Rodriguez.
No. It's...
Oh, I forgot.
I should
DJ...
do that. That's great.
I don't know, but he answers by this, and like I yelled it, and he turns around, and he goes, "Oh, hey man, how you doing?" Like I didn't even yell it. I was just like, "Hey, whatever." And then he turns around, and goes, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm like, "That's fucking sick."
Yeah, that
like
is
you're in a cover band in Central New York, and you have an alter ego. Like it's amazing. I'm like, yes.
Well, that goes back from his Chick Magnets days. And
Yeah,
in fact, that was his nickname in the Chick Magnets. So I think Rodriguez. And he took that from the episode of what's the WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yep.
He took that from that little Les Nessman clip he was talking
that's
about
cool.
Chichi Rodriguez.
Chichi.
Rodriguez, but Les Nessman was screw up that hit Chichi Rodriguez's name and called Chai Chai Rodriguez.
Oh God.
And I think that's Finelli's name when he was playing with
Chai
the
Chai
Chick
Rodriguez.
Cha Cha Rodriguez.
That's great. That's awesome.
Ghetto Fab.
Yeah, Ghetto Fab.
Fab.
Yes.
That
that's
was it. I knew I get it. But I'm like, literally, I'm like, Ghetto Fab. And hey, what's up? I'm like, I've been screaming Joe Finelli for like the past 10 minutes.
Right.
And he played it. He didn't come out of character at all. He gave me like one of these. He gave me like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? Like,
All right.
you're Ghetto Fab. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
If there's anybody climbing the walls right now, it's got to be that man, especially
God,
throughout this lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the guy would like wear himself
He
out,
works
especially in the summertime.
365 days a year,
Yeah,
but
he's-
does
Right.
like 500 shows.
But yeah,
in
he would do
365
like
days.
3 gigs in a day.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like, how do you
Yeah.
do it? You
Yeah.
know, but he's got a good crew, a good
He
staff.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everything that he's doing over at the Stanley, like the Stanley sound crew and the Stanley Union over there is like the best.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The absolute best. So looking forward to talking to him about that. Justin, you playing anywhere this weekend? Can you remember where you are?
Yeah, I think so. I'm at Fratello's tonight in Frankfurt.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And we're not allowed to advertise any of this. So,
you're eating pizza for Telus.
we're eating pizza for
That's right.
Fratello's tonight. Sean and I are. And we're going to have a pizza eating contest, which I'm sure I'll win. But then Wednesday, I'm eating at the food trucks in Ilion.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And,
Which food truck would you fancy?
I go back and forth between. I like the Korean one, and I do like the gourmet mac and cheese one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yes.
Yeah, they did like an Adirondack one that I tried the other day, and it was like maple bacon. Oh God, it's not good to eat. Like, don't get anything larger than a small because it's just so filling, and it's like, oh God, it's just so good. But yeah, and then Thursday, this is rescheduled. Lucan's this Thursday, and
You're eating chicken wings at Lucan's on Thursday.
yes,
Yeah.
and then we are eating surf and turf at Harpoon Eddie's on Saturday with the full band.
Oh, cool. Well, the whole band's going out to dinner.
It's a lot.
That's cool when you guys can all go out
Yeah.
to dinner
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, we-
You bring the wives, everybody
Yeah.
commiserate together at Harpoon Eddie's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sad part is we all hate each other, so we'll just be throwing food.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So food fight
Food fight
with
at Harpoon
Showtime
Eddie's.
at Harpoon Eddie's this Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I love it. I love it. Chaz, I love you, kid.
I love you,
Keep,
Uncle Z.
keep doing all the good things that you're doing out there.
Hell
and
yeah,
keep
man.
playing and practice those chops. And
Fight the good fight.
dude, watching your journey's been truly amazing. It really has.
Thank
I've
you.
known you since you're 14 years old, and to watch you where you were then. Now you couldn't even plug in your guitar back then.
Yeah,
And to
yeah.
where you are right now, I always have to throw that in
Yeah.
there. And to where you are now, it's amazing, and I love watching your journey and success and nothing less, my friend. And keep
Yeah.
kicking ass, man.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, brother.
Keep kicking ass.
Thank you, guys.
One person that kicks ass is my boy Eddie Alsheimer over
Say
at
what?
EJA Moving. Hit him up today when you're ready to move and relocate. Jeff, if you ever want to move out of Big Blue, which we hope you don't, but if you need to have your studio equipment moved, have my boy Eddie and his crew do it. Call them today, 315-335-0516. They'll move your studio, your gym equipment. They'll move your Aunt Hilda. They'll do whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to move, they'll move it. They'll move your grand pianos, anything. EJAmoving.com. They make your move stress-free and painless. Also, much love to my attorney, Dave Longaretta, and, of course, Saranac Brewery and Utica Coffee. Wake the hell up, people. Wake the hell up. So, signing off, it's Z for Justin Smithson and my man, Chaz Minivan.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah,
much for
what?
joining us. If you're out there on Facebook land, please click the share button, and I will see you on Wednesday. Later.
Peace.